Shalom, it's Great Millstone, Louisiana Saints, New Orleans camp, back at you with another lesson. But before we get started, we're going to give all praises, honor, and glory to
Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakadash.
Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the hopeful elect. So we're going to go into a spiritual grind set. What mind state should you be in these last days? And what spirit is the Lord putting on these people out here? You can clearly see the love of many is waxing cold. We're going to start with that, Matthew.
This is Matthew chapter 24, verse 12, and it's in red letters, so it's Yahweh Shai speaking. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold.
Right, the love of many is waxing cold. Whether it's Jake on Jake, Esau on Esau, you got this whole movement of these Sigma males, these people that are, they feel like outcasts in their own society. So instead of, trying to become as successful as possible, instead of, back in the 80s, they would push that whole alpha male spirit, try to be the quarterback of the football team, try to be the top CEO. But you have this new generation of Edomites, they're realizing, wait a minute, being an alpha male in this society just makes me a target for the federal government. It makes me a target for these women. So they're on some Sigma male shit. They're trying to just back away from society altogether and just look at everyone else as targets. And you got it.
Yeah. As the brother was saying, there's this new meme out here called a Sigma male. Like he was saying, you got the Alpha, Beta, and the Sigma, which, as the brother was saying, these men are just look at society and everybody as a mark, something that they can take advantage of coldly, like just, hey, I see this situation that I can manipulate to get money or get women, I'ma do it. I'ma do it as emotionally and as sociopathically, psychopathically, narcissistically as possible. Just some straight animalistic dog eat dog, every man for himself mentality.
Yeah, and you can't blame them, because when you have a society set up by wicked rulers, in a proper society, hard work, honesty, integrity, these things are rewarded. But in Babylon the Great, if you're an honest, hard-working person, you become a mark to the government and these women through child support, alimony, high taxes, all of these weirdo philosophies and beliefs. Basically, if you're a so-called decent man, you're looked at as crazy in the society. If you're a nice guy, you're a pushover. So what does that mean? If you have a young boy, he grows up, every man that he sees that has integrity, that has morals, they're completely destroyed. What kind of mind state is he going to be in when he's approaching adulthood? He's
going to be in that Joker mind state. And what did the Joker want? He just wanted chaos and anarchy out here.
Yeah. Like being a so-called good man in this society gets you repaid with what? Again, child support, alimony. You get locked up. You're the butt of
false accusations.
False accusations. You're the butt of every joke. When you look at these commercials, the husband is like a loser. He's following the woman around. She's telling him what to do.
He's an oaf, idiot.
Complete
idiot.
Oh,
I don't know how to do anything.
Yeah.
And then the woman comes in, talks her little smart shit, and fixes the problem. And even the kids come in and like, oh, Dad, you're just an idiot. Let's do all this. And what does that go back to? Women and children shall be their oppressors.
God.
It's all through the scriptures. And also it says, hey, in that I will create a new thing in the earth. A woman shall compass a man.
Yeah.
The scriptures told us these times would come to where being an actual masculine man would be the #1 target out here, and pushing this weak, feminine alphabet group beginning with LG agenda out here would be what was idolized and looked at as the standard of society.
Yeah, same thing happened in Rome, Greece. And again, going back to when you're a child and you grow up seeing these things, it perverts your mind. If you're what do they call it, Generation Z, or
Generation Z.
Yeah, if you grew up seeing these things, man, your whole concept of masculinity is going to be like, wait a minute, this isn't anything I want anything to do with. Traditional masculinity just makes me a laughing stock, makes me a target. So you have a whole new generation of Edomites that are just on some, we can't wait for society to collapse so we could kill people, man.
Kill, take advantage, rape,
Yeah.
eat do the most horrific barbaric acts you could think of. That's the mindset these younger Edomites are in. That Sigma male grind set. Which, to you brothers out there, go to YouTube and put in Sigma male memes, and it's going to be videos coming up taking scenes from movies, like from that movie American Psycho with Christian Bale.
Yeah.
Which, if you've seen that movie, he butchering women, killing people, and like it'll have little captions over the scene saying, they got one scene where he's sitting listening to some music,
yeah.
and it's saying Sigma gets ready for daily grind set, and then a woman walks in the back scene and interrupts him, and then it cuts to a scene of him killing a woman in that movie, and it says Sigma male rule 334, kill all women, and then under it says preferably for no reason at all.
Yeah.
And they play it off as a joke, but they're making new Sigma male memes every single day, and they're getting much more dark and disturbing, decrepit, and it comes to a point where if this content keeps coming up, that means that this mindset, this grind set, is in somebody's head.
Yeah, because the brother Kaya says this all the time. Laughter is identification. When you put out something as humor, and tens of thousands of people find it funny, in the back of their mind, they're like, this really isn't a joke. This is what I want to do. And the Lord has it. Can you get that Sirach 39? The Lord has it to where these videos don't get deleted, man. You have videos of just the most horrific. It completely violates every YouTube term of service you could think of. There's forcible
ravishing.
Yeah, ravishing. You have murder. You have blatant racism.
Promoting Nazism, white supremacy.
So-called anti-Semitism, which, there's no such thing. But all of these things are in these memes, and the Lord has it to where YouTube is just letting it just get thousands and thousands of views, because that's the spirit that he's raising up in these last days. You got that? Sorry.
You mind if I make a point on that Matthew 24 verse 12 real quick? And also, I've sent this brother still images I've taken when I'm in the comments section of YouTube videos, and you could be watching a YouTube video dealing with sports or say a movie review, and go down into the comments deep enough, and people start talking about hating women and she deserved it, just negativity towards women, which had nothing to do with the video that you were watching. So that a lot of men feel that Sigma male way out here, and that iniquity is gonna abound, and the love of many is gonna wax cold. It's gonna be a bunch of cold-blooded, cold-hearted killers out here.
Yeah, just to add to what you just said, you have that red pill community. Their whole thing is winter is coming. All right, when the economy collapses, these black women are gonna be homeless. You have thousands, tens of thousands of men that are applauding and waiting for this society to collapse just so they can see homeless women. That's unprecedented. That's unheard of, to have a whole society where the men can't wait for these women to catch it, man, because these women are proud as hell, and they've been flaunting their degrees, which the government is just handing out to them, and these jobs, which the government is just handing out to them, and government assistance, which is just being handed out. All of this stuff has made these women so proud that it's caused a whole generation of men to just want nothing more than to see them suffer, man.
Hate women to the core,
they're actual misogynists, like for real, like not, they'll throw out that word misogyny when you try to correct a woman, but the majority of men that correct women, they're doing it because they love women. This new generation, they actually hate women, and it's perfect timing, because these women are about to get that the vintage is gonna fail. Everything that they believe in, the police department, they keep firing police.
That's what I'm about to.
Yeah.
When it says, and when iniquity shall abound, when you go into that word iniquity, it means lawlessness. And on first and foremost, it's talking about the lawlessness of this world without the laws, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. But it can go into the lawlessness with these heathen governments. As the brother was saying, you're having a bunch of police departments getting defunded, a lot of police walking off the job and getting fired, whether through the defunding or because they don't want to get the Jamba Juice. You got firefighters doing the same thing, military members as well. The men that uphold the law and order of this society are being pushed to the side, and new laws are getting enacted, laws that need to be there getting taken out of way, so that iniquity is abounding. So when society does collapse, there's going to be no safety net there. It's just going to be complete anarchy, and the only people there that are going to be bringing the pain or these men in the Sigma male mindset, men that are actual misogynists now, and then these UN troops and mercenary forces who are going to be getting it how they live as well. They ain't going to be hearing anything men or women in America have to say. It's either, hey, you get down, or I'm gonna put you down.
Yeah, that's what's coming. That Sirach.
Okay. This is Sirach chapter 39 verse 28. There be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction, they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them.
Right, and that's talking about the Most High. The wrath of the Most High is going to be on these people because they're spirits created for vengeance. All right, it tells you that when you read Esdras, it speaks about when they had yet liberty, they loathed the law. These people loathe patriarchy, they loathe godlessness, they loathe the ways of the Heavenly Father. They loathe this word. So there's a wrath that's coming from that, man. People just think they could do whatever they want and there's no consequence. I'm gonna just live how I want, be as disrespectful, as rude, as proud as I want to be, and it's not gonna come back on me.
Oh, don't get started on those TikTok memes.
Oh.
Like the devious lick or going up and touching a woman's breast. Just complete degeneracy out here. And it's all fun and games and a joke. And when these people get wrecked, this society's so weak that they blame the person that handled them for doing the disrespectful shit. Oh, he was just a boy. He was just a kid doing to me. You didn't have to crack his fucking skull in. Well, he deserved that. Yeah. Anybody that's acting like an asshole out here deserves everything they get. And that's going to be the rule of the day in that day of Jacob's trouble. If you act out of line and be a piece of shit, you're going to get put down like a piece of shit.
Yeah. You're not going to be able to hide behind the law enforcement. You got these Jakes and Esau, you know, when we teach, you know, if the cops are right there, they'll nut up because they know that the police, you know, have their back. In that day, there's not going to be police.
Oh, especially these people like, oh, I'm gonna just sue you.
Yeah.
You can't, I'm gonna be an asshole and poke you and be mean because if you do anything to me, I can sue you. Ain't gonna be no suing in that day.
Yeah, that troll spirit is not gonna exist in the day of the Lord. There's a heavy troll spirit in Babylon right now, just being a complete reprobate, just ticking people off just to see if you can get away with it. That's not gonna happen in that day, man. There's gonna be a return of the fear of the Lord. Everywhere you go, people are just gonna be on eggshells because they know that every breath they take could be their last. And nobody cares anymore. Nobody's in that matter of fact, you got the article?
Con.
We're living in a time now where women are just getting taken, man, ravished, non-consensual. That's the word I was looking for. Non-consensual violence is being put on them, man. And people are just standing by doing nothing.
And people are getting shot for nothing nowadays.
Yeah.
Like people don't get the right order at Burger King, they'll come back with a gun and shoot the guy working there.
Yeah.
It's just complete. And hey, I'm sure a lot of you out there see it. When you're just driving on the road, you see nothing but road rage.
Yeah.
People cutting people off, people stopping in the road, putting down the window, flicking people off. Hey, these people are ready to start cracking skulls out here, and skulls are ready to get cracked.
And you gotta make that cappuccino like your life depends on it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Watch a movie called Rampage.
God.
That's that spirit that's coming out here.
Yeah, buddy.
And if I could say real quick on spirits created for vengeance, the elder brother Malcolm in the Chicago camp did a beautiful video talking about that movie Halloween Kills and how Michael Myers is a spirit, a death angel, a spirit created for vengeance. And I watched that movie too, and that's all he was doing in that movie. People were just getting handled left and right and couldn't do anything about it.
Yeah. And once that starts, it's not gonna stop. You don't go on a killing spree and then retire and then, you know, go back to playing video games. No, once these so-called Sigma males get raised up and they start putting things down, that's just going to be the spirit they're in until they're taken out. You can't just kill a few people and then just go back to being normal. It's going to snowball. It's going to be just a bunch of so-called serial killers and mass murderers running the streets. Every time you go outside, you're going to hear screams. And there's not going to be police. 911 in that day, you're going to call. It might be a Jake on the line, say, hey, where you at? Yeah, I'm going to come get you. That's what it's going to be, man. You can't just be a troll and then hide behind the police. In the ancient world, they didn't have a police department. Your father was the police. Your brothers were the police.
Men walked around with swords on their hips.
Yeah.
And if it came to blows, you had to handle it like a man.
Yeah, that was a raw spirit to be in. Listen, man, when every man is walking around with a sword, you can't just run off at the mouth and say whatever you want to a man. That could be the last thing you ever say. So there was a fear. There was a certain level of fear. When every man is a warrior, every brother, every father, every man is a warrior, that puts the fear of the Lord in the land. This place here, the men have been completely effeminized, so the only people that these heathen respect are law enforcement. And so what happens when there's no more law enforcement? Heads are gonna roll, man. You got that?
It's a society of soy boys and simps and
yeah, cucks, man. Yeah, this cuck thing is completely out of. You have Jakes that are getting paid to plow women, and Esau's just in the corner looking at it. And then you got people that are openly talking about open relationships. This is my wife, but you can have her. Like, what is going on, man?
Women who are living like polygamists. Like, I'm acting like the man, and I've got my harem of men.
A harem of dudes, a harem of cucks. This is where society's headed, man. You could thank Esau for that, the so-called white man.
But this is an article on the WashingtonPost.com, and the title reads, "A woman was ravished." You got to speak in code because of the YT algorithms.
Yeah.
A woman was ravished on a train, police say. Passengers watched and didn't call 911.
So just let that sink in, man. This guy, this Jake, he just stripped on a train full of passengers and started to abuse this woman. And not only did none of the men stepped in, of course, the women didn't step in obviously either, but also none of them called 911. They just sat by. So imagine, first of all, the article doesn't tell you what happened before that. It doesn't tell you that she was being completely proud. She probably called him out of his name, disrespected him. She didn't think anything was going to happen. So for a whole train of people to not call 911 means what? She had it coming, man. You may not believe that, but the Lord believes that. That's why He allowed it to take place. The pride of these women, man, is going to be brought very low.
Hey, it's going to go back to the day of Judges, where it said, "And every man did what was right in his eyes in his
own eyes." That's right. So, if these people are being raised to be degenerates, and they're going to do what's right in their own eyes, what's right is not going to be according to the law, statutes, and commandments. It's going to be according to the flesh. So, if everyone out here is pleasing their flesh, it's going to be complete pandemonium and chaos, man. And this is just one article. We're not even in Jacob's trouble, and this is happening. You have women getting ravished in public in front of crowds of people that aren't doing anything right now, and it's not even that bad. So how much more when there's no food on the shelves at all? There's no law and order. Everything is just every man for himself. If this is happening now, how much more 3 months from now, 6 months from now? This is crazy, man.
And we haven't even gotten to the fact that these people got the Jamba Juice, and when they turn on that frequency, that's going to add a whole nother layer to it.
Yeah, buddy.
I was watching a video earlier that a brother was doing where he was showing a clip on TikTok of this Edomite talking about, hey, have you noticed that people that have been drinking the Jamba Juice, they're acting different, like completely opposite of how you knew them? And he was going through the comment section of it, and everybody was saying that, oh, they're acting completely opposite of how I knew them. My mom was a God-fearing person, hardcore, but now she's an atheist. These people I know who are loving are now cold-hearted and just mean. And like the brother was saying, the blackouts haven't happened yet, the famines haven't happened. Everything's just a perfect brew to chaos in that pot getting stirred right now.
Yeah, you had that one Jake in IUIC. He said right after he took the jab, he felt his faith leave him, man. That's horrifying. Like feeling the faith leave you, like that's crazy.
Hey, they say that it hits that so-called God gene in you.
Yeah. Hey, this devil is diabolical, man. That's why you can't trust him. Get 2nd Esdras 15 and 18, because right now we're coming into a time when this man has built up a society in which you don't even know your neighbors. The person that lives right next door to you, he's not a member of your family. He's probably not even someone from your tribe. He's a total stranger that works a job, and you're a total stranger to him. And you're all of these strangers are living one on top of one another. So when all hell breaks loose, it's just going to be every man for himself. Like the brother referenced in Judges, every man's going to do what's right in his own eyes. You got it, Art?
And it's so bad out here to where people, whenever they see their neighbor walking out of his house, they try to rush so they don't have to talk to him.
Yeah.
That's
yeah. You got it.
Oh, no, you got it.
Yeah, the word neighbor in the scriptures goes back to your brother. Your neighbor is a fellow Israelite. If you're a Edomite, your neighbor would be another Edomite. All right, neighbor in this society is just some random person that happens to be renting out the apartment or the duplex next to you. and you don't know these people, you don't want to know these people. You know at the end of the day, this person doesn't believe what I believe in. This person does not. This person doesn't uphold the law, statutes, and commandments. All right, you got a atheist living next to a Baptist. You got a Jehovah's Witness living next to a Muslim. You got children playing it. You don't want your children to fellowship with your neighbor's children because they all believe in different things. And when all hell breaks loose, that these people are going to be killing their neighbors for food and water, man. You got that second Esdras?
Kind of, you said 15 and
18.
This is second Esdras 15 and 18. For because of their pride, the cities shall be troubled.
Because of their pride. And there's nobody more proud than the so-called white man and the so-called black woman, but also you Jakes, you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. These people walk with great pride. They have no fear of the Lord. So this is going to happen.
For because of their pride, the cities shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid.
Yeah, men shall be afraid. Now, when you go into Isaiah 33, it tells you the sinners of Zion are afraid. Why? Because they don't have the wisdom. And matter of fact, we got to get that.
Okay.
Isaiah 33. You can start at verse 6.
Yeah.
Actually, you still holding the second Esdras?
Kind of got it.
Yeah, finish that out, Bible Bashar.
Kind of. This is second Esdras chapter 15, verse 18. Again, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation.
A man shall have no pity on his neighbor, man. That's going into everybody. And you could see it happening with this, again, this Sigma male meme, this Grindset spirit that's being raised. You could clearly see Jacob's trouble is being manifested in the minds of these people. You can see through the comments when you read the general vibration of these young Edomites, their cogitation is totally set on killing random people, harming women, stealing, being a complete degenerate, getting over on this person and that person, being so-called amoral, not necessarily immoral, but just going through the world like, look, I don't...
Being a nihilist, I don't care about anything.
Being a nihilist. A lot of these guys, they worship Friedrich Nietzsche. They look up to that. Like, look, we're just animals. So at the end of the day, we need to do whatever pleases our flesh. There is no God. There is no higher power. We just need to, whatever makes sense in the moment. And that does what? That puts man on the level of a beast. And that's how these people are going to be total animals in that day, man. And you could see it happening. You could see their minds being slowly turned to just like, look, fuck it. Fuck morals, fuck, whatever your grandma told you, whether you're a Jake or an Edomite, a lot of these people's grandmothers, they grew up in the church, whether they're Southern Baptists, whether they're whatever. These young people, man, the young Jakes and the young Edomites, they don't believe in none of that, man. They didn't grow up singing in the choir. They grew up watching, Bang Bros and what is it? Anything on Pornhub. Their idea of sex comes from porno. Their idea of morality comes from social media. Their idea of right and wrong comes from whatever makes money, whatever gets likes and views. That's the mind state that these young people have, and it breeds what? A spirit of vengeance. You got that idea?
If I could say, hey, besides people, these young people getting a warped mentality about sex from porn, what else do they do? You got Call of Duty and these violent ass video games, which are just a kill simulator. So they just play these games, killing people, and then they watch TV shows, which is nothing but killing and murder and some of the most depraved shit on regular TV that people are watching. So their spirit is being fed with this rotten fruit, this dark, chaotic, black magic, and they're internalizing that. And it's the more you see shit, the more you get desensitized to it. So when the situation actually happens, you're just gonna be numb to it.
Yeah. What's that one where you just go around killing people? Grand Theft Auto?
You have Grand Theft Auto, and you had another game called Hatred, where it was a literal game about a mass shooter. That was a game, and the game starts with him putting his gun and his knife and everything there. It's like, I hate society. I just want to kill and be killed myself. That's a video game out there.
Yeah, and the brother made an excellent point. When you see something over and over again, you get desensitized to it. That's why this society as a whole, they're desensitized to seeing Jakes get killed, because they just see it so much. People rap about killing niggas. You got the police on camera killing niggas. When you see a Jake get murdered on camera, you're desensitized to it because you see it so much. So when you have somebody that's just playing video games all day long, they're just eating honey buns, smoking weed, and playing video games, and they're committing mass shootings, what do you think is going to happen when all society collapses and he has automatic weapons? His mom, she's already dead. She's passed out from pills or whatever. He goes in the dresser. He finds the gun. He's gonna get active, man. He's gonna use his blessing, man. Esau's blessing is the sword. You think when all hell breaks loose, we're gonna call on our Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. They're gonna call on their blessing, which is an automatic weapon, man.
A Glock.
Yeah.
They're gonna pray to the church of the AR-15.
Con. Yeah. You got that, Isaiah?
This is Isaiah 33, verse 6. You want to get verse 6?
Con.
And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation. The fear of Yahweh is his treasure.
Right. Wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of our times. These people don't have wisdom and knowledge, so what's keeping them stable? Absolutely nothing, man. They're on antidepressants. They're on lean. They have all sorts of spirits being conjured up. And another thing that's going to happen when this society collapses, all of these drug addicts, these degenerates, they're used to getting shot up, or these guys on steroids, they can't get their roids. Man, when you can't get your medication, your insulin shots, all of these things, a lot of people are going to just lose it, man. It's not just the lack of bread. It's not just not being able to get, a pizza at 1 in the morning. It's going to be, I can't get my insulin. I can't get my heroin. These people are going to lose it, man. And it's going to be beautiful. The Lord set it up perfectly, because you can see these things happening in Venezuela, Greece, France, different skirmishes around the world, but the Lord is saving the best for last. And Babylon the Great is known for what? Having over 300 million legally registered firearms. So how much more the illegal guns? This country, there's more guns here than people. So when this place goes up, it's not going to end well for you people, man. All of you that don't have the fear of the Lord, if you're not covered by the blood of the Lamb, you're going to be covered in your own blood. It's going to get very bloody out here. You get
It's no longer going to be the streets paved with gold. It's going to be the streets paved with blood.
God.
And you got this economist named Gerald Celente, and he has a quote where he says, when people have nothing left to lose, they lose it.
They lose it. God. Give me Proverbs 17 and 11.
Did you want to get the sinners of Zion? This is Isaiah 33, verse 14. The sinners of Zion are afraid. Fearfulness has surprised the hypocrites.
Right. Fearfulness have surprised the hypocrites. These people are hypocrites, man. They're on social media acting like they have their life is all together, but it's all fake, man. Jake is broke. Jake is broke, but he's on the internet acting like he's rich. All right, these women are on the internet acting like they're beautiful, but they got a waist trainer, a girdle, they got filters, lip fillers, the goddamn eyelashes sticking out 8 inches, man. All of it's fake. That's not how you really look, Jake. You don't have it like that, man. We're at the bottom of society, but Jake wants to put out this image that he's got everything figured out. And you tough guy Jakes, man, in that day, you're gonna get to show how tough you are. When the troops they're riding around with the World War II guns on the back of the pickup truck, you're gonna get to prove how tough you are in that day, man. And all you Billy Bob Edomites, you guys that like to stock up guns and shoot targets at Jakes, all right? In that day, you're gonna have to deal with the military, these foreign troops, these Russians that are here already. They've mastered speaking an English accent. You think this guy's from Texas, meanwhile he's from Kevlar somewhere, like just some totally, hey, it's gonna be beautiful, man. The Lord's movie is gonna play out perfectly. All you proud people, you're gonna have to accept what you are, which is a total degenerate.
That's
beautiful.
This is what you Billy badass Edomites are gonna be dealing with in that day, and you Jakes who think you're badass, something that doesn't need to eat, sleep, and is bulletproof. Can see at night, can see in infrared. You people are finished.
Yeah, and that's not even going into the drones. You got dogs with shotguns on them. You got drones that are attached to bombs. You got the other little robots that have bombs in them. Man, Esau has so much technology, and that's not even going into the military and Blackwater and all of these different fringe groups. The Lord's movie is going to have the perfect climax, and all you people that really believe that the Lord's dealing with you, you're going to get your chance in that day to realize that you're nothing. And none of us, we're nothing without the Most High, but we understand that. We understand that we need to humble ourselves to a higher power. These people think they're the highest power. They worship themselves. They have that selfie spirit. They're walking around just worshiping themselves, uploading TikToks and Instagram and Snapchat. The Lord's going to snap you, man. He's going to snap your neck. He's going to kill your children in front of you. And he's gonna use a lot of you to kill yourselves, man. Yeah, we can't wait, man.
If I could just back you up, hey, we know that we're nothing and powerless without the Most High. That's why it says Jacob thy worm. And what's a worm? A worm is just bait. It's the ultimate prey out here.
Yeah.
That's why when we read these scriptures, we call on Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai and pray every day that we're of that number to get that protective hedge around us. Because if you don't, you're through. You, as it says in Amos, you escape one calamity. Though a man flee from a lion, then he runs into a bear. Another calamity is going to get you. You're running away from some troops shooting at you, and you end up falling into a basement with some white supremacists that chain you up to eat you.
Yeah.
You end up escaping that. As it says, a man, though he escaped the bear, he lay his hand on a doorpost and is bitten by a serpent. You may be running and scrape yourself on a branch with some flesh-eating bacteria on it. You just don't make it. And if you make it through all that and you're not of that elect number, you're just gonna have to look forward to hearing that nuclear missile whistle as it comes down from the sky right onto your worthless head.
Yeah. Buying a bunker is not going to help you, man. Every square inch of America is going to be pelted with thermonuclear missiles. Listen, there's not going to be one square inch of America that's going to make it. So if the Lord don't deliver you, that's it.
God.
You got the Proverbs?
This is Proverbs chapter 17, verse 11. An evil man seeketh only rebellion, therefore a cruel messenger shall be sent against him.
Right. These people only seek rebellion. So they have a cruel messenger to look forward to. Again, all you tough guys, you tough guy Israelites, you Billy badass Edomites, and that day you're going to meet someone that's going to really put all that to the test, man. You would want to get right with the Lord, especially if you're an Israelite. If you're a heathen, you can't get right with the Lord. But you know, if you look like a heathen and you believe in the gospel, there's a chance that your lineage could go back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. That's really your only hope of salvation, is that you're covered by the blood of the Lamb, because everyone else here, they're finished. There's no hope for somebody that the Lord's not going to deliver. There's no way you could deliver yourself through guns, through storing up canned goods, through, prepping, all of this. None of that is going to matter, man. When you see what the Lord has prepared for Babylon the Great, you're going to know two things. One, these calamities are being brought on by a higher power. And number two, if I'm not right with that higher power, I'm finished. That's what's going to become plain to everybody. It's plain to us right now, which is why we go out on the highways and hedges, which is why we do these lessons. But very soon, everyone's going to know what we've known all along, which is that Yahweh B'Ashem Yahweh Shai is not a God that loves everybody. He's a God of wrath. And you need to appease that wrath one way or the other. It's either going to be through the blood of Yahweh Shai, or it's going to be through your blood. Like the brother read in Sirach, these spirits created for vengeance, they appease the wrath of him that made him, man. Blood is the only thing that appeases the Father. So it's either Yahweh Shai's blood or it's going to be your blood. Very simple.
Sacrifice.
Yeah, sacrifice.
And America is going to be the biggest sacrificial altar the world has ever seen. The whole country is a sacrificial altar.
Yeah. It tells you that in Isaiah 34. There's a sacrifice in Basra, man. The fatness, the blood is made fat with fatness. That's
the fatness of rams and the kidneys of goats, all that. And who do you think?
You got it.
And who do you think that the fatness of the rams and the kidneys of the goats is going to be? It's going to be your kidneys and guts and fat and blood and all that.
Yeah, man. That's all right.
Hey, before we get in that article, we got to get that Isaiah 32.
Come.
This is Isaiah 32. I'm going to start at verse 9. Rise up, ye women that are at ease. Hear my voice, ye careless daughters. Give ear unto my speech. Many days and years shall ye be troubled, ye careless women, which is what we're about to go into in that article. What happened to this woman? Hey, you know she's careless, because all these women out here, especially in Babylon, are careless, and she was definitely troubled. For the vintage shall fail, the gathering shall not come. And in that situation, the vintage did fail. Nobody helped her, called 911. The cops didn't come in and break up the situation. The guy that handled his business got to handle his business before he was apprehended. And that's just a small example of what's coming to all you women. No cops, no 911, no help from all these different orbiter men you got, that you get the one to pay the light bill, the one to buy you food, do all that. In that day, they're going to be coming for you, because there's going to be no law and order. So all the hoops you made them go through for them to get some box and you never gave it to them, hey, they're going to come take it forcefully. Hey, these women are going to become public property in that day, especially if you're a good woman, a good-looking woman.
Yeah, there's not going to be a friend zone in the day of the Lord. All right, Jake's going to get what he wants. Esau's going to get what he wants. These women are going to be a commodity. You're going to get traded for cigarettes. All right, you got these women talking about, I want a high-value man. I'm worth a man that makes 6 figures. In that day, you're going to be worth a pack of socks. All right, dry socks are going to be worth more than the average Babylonian woman. You're going to see your real value in that day. You got it, Art.
And a lot of you women have no value.
Yeah.
You don't know how to be a womanly, feminine. You don't know how to cook, clean, take care of children, do any of that. The only thing you know how to do is lie on your back. And that thing is all polluted, looking like Nemesis from Resident Evil 3.
Yeah.
Hey, that's another thing. A lot of these women have STDs out here, and in that day they won't be able to get that medication. So it's just gonna, they're gonna be walking biohazards.
Yeah.
It's horrors upon horrors, as it says in Ezekiel, and horrors shall cover them in that day. This is verse 11. Tremble, ye women that are at ease. Be troubled, ye careless ones. Strip you and make you bare, and gird sackcloth upon your loins. They shall lament for the teats, for the pleasant fields, for the fruitful vine. Upon the land of my people shall come up thorns and briers, yeah, upon all houses of joy in the joyous city. Because the palaces shall be forsaken, the multitudes of the city shall be left. The forts and the towers shall be for dens forever, a joy of wild asses and pasture of flocks.
Yeah. That's why you're going to have to tremble, man. That's when Isaiah 4:1 is going to kick in. We were just speaking in the spirit. The majority of you women are going to get rejected during Isaiah 4:1. All right. If a Jake is trying to survive, trying to figure out where his next meal is, he doesn't need a 17th wife, a 5th wife. You're just going to be a liability. So all of you women that so-called believe in the Bible, you would want to get right and start humbling yourselves, because in that day, all women are going to be humble. So what's going to differentiate you, a so-called God-fearing woman, from a woman that's humble because she's been ravished 2 or 3 times, or because she's gone days without food? All the women are going to be humble. So you're going to need a special type of spirit on you. And you're really going to need the Lord, man. And your husband's going to be your Lord. So if you don't have a husband, you're without a Lord.
God. Hey, a brother had a vision about Jacob's trouble where he said during that day he was running from troops, hiding in storm drains, and he said women were coming up to him, but he was just pushing them out of the way. Like, I gotta worry about me getting to where I gotta get to. I can't afford to take on your troubles.
Yeah, that's gonna happen, man. Like, in mass numbers. Like, it's not gonna be 1 or 2 isolated incidents. There's gonna come a point where every time you walk outside, you're gonna hear a woman screaming in the distance. That's just gonna be, you're gonna become numb to it. And it's already happening now in that article. People are just numb to seeing degeneracy and violence against women, man. It's just been normalized, man.
But again, this is an article from the WashingtonPost.com titled, "A Woman Was Ravished on a Train, Police Say. Passengers Watched and Didn't Call 911. Riders watched as a woman was ravished Wednesday night on a train near Philadelphia, but they did not intervene or call police. Some, authorities said, may have even taken pictures and videos while it happened."
That's crazy, man. This is in a so-called first world country, a so-called peaceful society, which is anything but. But this is happening, man. This is what's going on right now. So how much more when all hell breaks loose? How much more when there's no law and order? This is men and women. It's not just, it wasn't like she was the only woman on the train. There was women watching and like, look, I'm not even, whatever. So you know she was a complete demon, man. The scriptures say, whosoever perished being innocent, man. She had it coming.
Officers reviewed surveillance footage from a southeastern Pennsylvania Transportation Authority train that shows a man board shortly after a woman and sit next to her. According to Upper Darby Township Police Department Superintendent Timothy Bernhard, the man talked to her, the footage shows, then gradually, and they put gradually in quotes, got aggressive, eventually ripping her clothes off and assaulting her. He sat next to her for a conversation, Bernhard said, and then he just completely overpowered the woman and forcibly ravished her. Authorities were alerted by a female SEPTA employee, said Andrew Bush, a SEPTA spokesman. An officer from SEPTA's police department intervened after the train on the Market Franford line stopped at 69th Street Transportation, blah, 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 blah. The assault, he said, took about 8 minutes, but onlookers did not help the woman. If somebody who witnessed this had called 911, it's possible that we would have been able to intervene even sooner, Bush said, because this apparently started before the employee was on board and noticed what was going on.
Let's see. Yeah, man. So they just sat back and watched it. And you know, notice in the article it says he tried to talk to her. You can just imagine her response, her reaction. Like, look, this who does this nigga think he is talking to me, man? That pride.
For Bernhardt, the most appalling part of the event was the lack of empathy displayed by the other individuals riding the train. Hey, the love of many shall wax cold. Investigators are going over the surveillance footage, and police receive reports of riders recording video or taking pictures while the ravishing took place. I'm just speechless, he said. To be a victim of a crime like this and be victimized a second time is absolutely horrible. Bernhardt said there are different steps witnesses can take to intervene. People can call 911, alert the train conductor, or scream to distract an attacker. Not gonna happen in that day. It's back in Judges, every man
Did what was right in his own eyes. Yeah.
That's gonna be the rule of law in that day. I don't know where we are in a society that people can't help other people out in a time of need, he said. He doesn't understand the scriptures.
Yeah.
He doesn't understand the times we're in. As it says in Ecclesiastes, there's a time for love and there's a time for hate, which we're clearly in. There's a time for peace and a time for war, which we're clearly in. There's a time for healing and a time for killing.
Yeah, a time to embrace and a time to put off embracing, man. We're in that time of putting off embracing, putting off helping random people. You know, you try to help a woman that's getting battered, she turn around and hit you like that. It's over, man. The love of many is waxing cold, man. That Sigma Grindset spirit is on these people, and you're supposed to have a spiritual Grindset, man. You're supposed to be able to look at these things like Jake and Book of Eli. He's like, look, this is what's going on, but I need to stay on the path. I need to stay focused on the kingdom of heaven. That's the spirit we're in, man.
God.
So with that, you know, we pray this lesson was edifying to the elect. We want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakak, Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone, and shalom to the hopeful elect. Shalom.
Shalom.